Sunday, February 9th, 8:31 in the morning. Event number 1 has happened. Yep, almost instantly after falling asleep. Well, I didn't even fall asleep. I got in bed, earpods, the guided by Divine Sleep Hypnosis using the Monroe Institute method. Pulsating in my eardrums like they were trying to tune. And then once they linked together in the pulse vibration, the crackling started. The crackling happened, it was in and out real quick, and then the vibration started in my legs. Vibrations would come up my legs. Sometimes they'd go away, sometimes they'd come back. At one point in time, it felt like I was wearing a helmet of vibrations. It was pretty neat. Got to the point during the guided where it said it was to roll out of the bed, and I physically rolled out of the bed and walked into the bathroom, looked for the mirror. I could tell it didn't work. Got back into bed, laid down, and I was kind of wondering, like, this is the first time I've ever had this far, or gone this far, this experience. If it would start again. Vibration started in the legs. As I would focus on them, it was like, I don't know, I had a sense that my astral body was being charged. That's the only way I could describe it. Is certain muscle groups would vibrate so hard, and it would get to the point where it would feel like a major cramp. The body would take a deep breath. It would hold it for a long period of time, exhale, and that section of the body would release. And then another section of the body would start to vibrate, and you could focus on that, and it would go through the same thing to the point where it actually felt like I was like being pulled into the fetal position while laying on my back. And I couldn't tell if I was actually physically pulled into the fetal position, but that's what it felt like. And it got to the point where it was kind of painful. But just to the point where it got to, it was like, I don't think I can take the pain anymore. It would release. And then I would tell myself, okay, the next time I get to that point, I'm going to actually try and like stand up and see if I can push that leg pain out. And I just couldn't do it. I don't know. I think that might be about it. But on Saturday, February 8th, I did a salt float chamber, a Soma pod meditation chamber, and sat in a salt room for about 30-45 minutes. My wife, she did all of it too, and she did, from what it sounded like, she experienced something while she was in the float chamber. I didn't really have a successful float chamber, but what was amazing was what happened last night, and this is as far as I've gone. So anyway, event number 1 has happened by utilizing the gateway process. Very, very cool moment. So I look forward to doing this again. Anyway.